Hey everyone, it's Road to Retire, the channel where I try to retire early with the help of various side hustles. It's a Saturday morning special. We're talking about DataAnnotation.Tech today. And the thing I want to mention on DAT is it's been acting a little strange lately. Not just for me, it's always been weird for me. I'll get into that later. But a lot of users are experiencing a huge downturn in projects. So I want to touch on that. And I also want to touch on what happened to me last night. So no delaying, let's get right into it. So if you're new to the channel, let me give you some background just for context. I have an extremely bipolar relationship with DataAnnotation.Tech. It used to be probably my highest, minus YouTube, my highest paying side hustle that I've ever done. And all of a sudden I had no work. And it was, if you watch my last video on DAT, it's because I really wasn't doing any qualifications at the time because I was getting paid $30 an hour. It was the highest job that I saw. So I just ran with it. And then when the project ran out, well, I pretty much had nothing left to do except for the OG photo imaging projects, which only pop up once a quarter if I'm lucky. So not only that, but they also had a copyright claim against one of my videos on my channel, and it's a little bit of my fault, I guess, because I showed a project name, yet I didn't show any work related to the project or even say what it's about. Nonetheless, I had to delete all my old DAT videos on this channel in fear of retaliation and losing the channel for more copyright strikes, and my YouTube earnings took a massive dive because of it. So we're talking my peak YouTube earnings was January of this year of $1,600, and last month I made $411. So the earnings have absolutely plummeted because of DAT screwing up the algorithm, me removing my highest watched videos. Nonetheless, I'm very honest about everything, and DAT, if you get projects, it's a very good side hustle. So I haven't had pretty much anything to work on except for the OG imaging projects, which, they pay 3 cents a pop and you can do 100 to 700 at a time when they show up, but it's very far and few between, and I'm making $20 maximum. Last night, something weird happened. So last night I log on and I get this refresher, and you can see it down there. I blocked out everything else so I don't get copyright struck again, but I got a refresher on a project that I haven't seen on my dash in a year. So I'm okay, that's a little weird. It was just a reminder and select the items and this is what it should be, just a reminder, this is how the project should be done. I'm whatever, this is weird. I haven't done this project in a long time. And then I finished the refresher, and 10 minutes later I get some tasks for that project. I'm okay, this is pretty cool. And as you can see down there, I was able to do 38 minutes for $13.94. So, I'm glad I was able to get that much before I ran out of tasks, because you need, I think, a minimum of $10 in order to cash out. So I'm going to be able to cash out in 6 days now. But it's just weird that a project I haven't worked on in a year, all of a sudden I get a refresher and then I get some tasks and then they're all gone. So it's just I don't know what's going on with the site. And this isn't just with me. Let's get into the widespread kind of panic that's going on with DAT. So we're looking at DataAnnotation.Tech's Reddit thread, and yeah, I love Reddit for this kind of stuff and seeing what other people are thinking, because it's probably the most honest you're going to get on any of these platforms, other workers. And, not to brag or anything, I got a whole 13 minutes worth of work done today, 23 days ago, and then 3 days ago, oof. This is the emptiest I've ever seen it, meaning their dashboard's empty. They have no projects to work on. And these are some of the hottest posts this month. Now, there's a couple theories going along here. Now, I always preach on this channel that you can't trust these sites, milk them for all they're worth when you have them, but don't rely on them for income. And I think a lot of people are unfortunately getting the sour end of the stick right now and realizing that these are not permanent jobs mostly. So the other theory, and this is the theory that I'm kind of going with, is that if you look at the United States stock market, there was such a huge boom for any company that was going into AI. Nvidia started the train, and then Microsoft hopped on, and soon you had every single company, Meta, all these tech players saying, we're going into AI, everything's going to be AI based. So sites like DataAnnotation.Tech got a lot of work because obviously they work directly with AI and trying to improve it. AI in the stock market, in the public eye, has kind of faltered, has wilted a little bit companies aren't as eager to get into AI that we're not in it. They're not eager to adopt it if they are well-established companies because they don't see the utility yet. And a lot of the major tech players like Google and Facebook, Meta, and Microsoft, they're starting to realize that, AI isn't the cash cow that we thought it was going to be right now. So I think you're seeing a lot of these projects go away because AI itself, it's not going away. It's definitely not going away, but it's kind of fading at the moment. It's stuff like this is very cyclical, just like these side hustle sites. But the projects themselves and what they're based on, AI and the rise of it, it's cyclical right now. And right now it's on a downturn. People aren't seeing the utility as much. They aren't seeing it as good. And it's just resulting in less work. I feel like that is what's honestly happening. I feel like these project managers who put their work onto DAT's platform and try to get workers like me to work on it, they're not seeing the value anymore, and they're probably losing money because their overlords like a Facebook, Meta, or whatever, Google, whoever's paying for this kind of stuff, is starting to not see the fruits of their labor. So in my opinion, this is cyclical. Work will come back if you are a consistent worker, but if you haven't taken any qualifications like me, you might be SOL. That's pretty much what I have to say about DataAnnotation.Tech at the moment. Again, it's been very bipolar for me in my side hustle career. And yeah, that's all I got to say. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you want to see me talk about all of my side hustles and my journey trying to retire early with the help of them, subscribe, follow along, and I'll see everyone in the next video.